Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I don't know when this will be uploaded. Maybe for Halloween. I'll upload a few more on Halloween Day, maybe not. But Chernobyl Diaries, a film that is a real winner. Um, I know a few people on here, like Michael Keane, saw this film at the theater and he really loved it. If love you mean saying it sucked ass. So I'm sure it'll be in Michael Keane, my good friend's top 10 of 2012. um, but he loved the movie. So yeah, ask him about it. Uh, Review Keen MB, another guy on here. He hated the movie, but my friend Michael Keane, he loved it. So check out his reviews, see how much he loved the film. He loved it. Um, Chernobyl Diaries. Okay, at first I thought this was a found footage film, and to my surprise, it's not a found footage movie. Even though it was advertised, or you have the producer Oren Peli of Paranormal Activity, which I'm not a fan of Paranormal Activity. I ran out on those movies that are on the channel. But it's not that. But yet, at many times, it's shot like a found footage movie, which I don't kind of defeats the purpose. Of like, okay, if you don't make a real movie, why don't you shoot it like a real movie? If you don't do found footage, then do found footage. I mean, at least pick what the fuck you're doing and do it. Um, but no, it's like the first minute or two is kind of found footage, but then it's shot like a real movie. And you have four characters. You have a younger brother and his girlfriend and another girl going overseas. They want to go to Moscow and they meet the guy's older brother who lives there and knows the land and the language. And as the movie goes on, the older brother says, "Oh, I know what we need to do before we go to Moscow. We need to go to Chernobyl." And then you're thinking, why? That'd be like if I went overseas, I'm like, let's go see some concentration camps. Do you know where the concentration camps are? I want to go see where the concentration camps. Go to Disney World, fuck's sake. Universal Studios, Florida or Hollywood. Fuck do you want to go to Chernobyl for? Of course, I'm probably the type of guy, if I had my friends like Michael Keane and Efrey and Mike, if we were all together and there was a haunted house, like, if there was an insane asylum that was abandoned and haunted, I'd probably say, hey, let's go there for Halloween and look around. So, I'm not any smarter. But they get this guy, like, they go and they meet this guy named Yuri, and they go on this tour, and there's actually, then two other people join them. They go on this tour, and they get to this gate where there's soldiers with guns, and it's like, fuck you, you can't come in. And I'm like, okay, show's over. If you get some fuckers with guns in the military saying, fuck off, you can't come in, listen, don't go in. So what do? They go in. And Yuri, his character decides to, well, I know a shortcut, which the military doesn't know about. No one fucking knows about this shortcut that it seems plainly fucking obvious when you look at it. And they get there pretty fucking easily. And it's weird. It's like the military's there, right? Guarding it. But yet when they go into town, there's no military. If they're enough to, okay, for guards with guns to stand there, there should be a whole fucking army in that town. But what do I know? I bring the fucking Green Berets, the Marines, and tanks, and fucking... They have a tank at the ending. I don't know where the fuck it's been the rest of the goddamn movie, but... Or why the fuck the tank is suddenly there? Where the fuck was the military at in the whole third act? Were they playing poker, strip poker with each other, game banging shit? I don't have no fucking idea. But, and what's funny is this guy Yuri, this character, and to be honest, the actors, I have no problem with the actors. The actor who played Yuri, the actor who played the brothers, and I don't think they were bad actors. I think they did what they could. They did what they could. They were all right. I think the acting was all right. It's just, I think, the script failed him on it, but I thought the acting was okay. But like I was saying, this character Yuri, apparently he's been doing this shit for 5 years. So I'm like, Yuri, you're ex-military. You've been doing this for 5 years. Apparently. You're telling me you haven't noticed a single fucking mutant in 5 years of doing this? Not one. No evidence, nothing. Really? I mean, it says it's 5 years. Like, really? So, and yeah, there's not much character development. It's mainly the older brother has gotten a younger brother in messes, and as well as much character development you get. But yeah, they decided to go around, and you would think, oh shit, they don't want us in. There must be something wrong. But no. So they easily find no interest, and they go over and they see this funky looking fish. And they don't think anything of it. I'm like, this is Chernobyl. For those who don't know, Chernobyl is probably the Chernobyl disaster is probably the worst disaster of a nuclear power plant. That I believe was Ukraine. And that fucking thing, when that happened, it spread. Like over 30 people died who worked there, and like thousands of people, from what I've heard and read up on, like it spread to like much of Western Europe, and like a lot of people died cancer out of it. I've heard in the thousands that people developed cancer because of the exposure. Cancer that happened years later, or some type of deformity, or when people gave birth. Um, so it was a horrible incident. And you're in ground zero, and you see a funky looking fish, and you're now like, you know what? They don't even think anything of it. No one does. Not a fucking thing. And so they do this trip, and one thing I would give credit on here, there's a couple things I would give credit to this movie on, is I like the idea of taking place in Chernobyl. A horror film taking place in Chernobyl, I think that's an interesting idea because it's a creepy, atmospheric place. You can tell there's a history behind it, the dilapidated buildings. I'm not sure I think they shot actually in Chernobyl. I believe so. I may be wrong. If they didn't, they did a good job with it. At least with creative, but I think they shot there. I could be wrong, but they did do an excellent job with that, I thought, because it's a great place for a horror movie. And, a location can be an important part of a horror film. I thought that's a good location, you know. But I think it could have been used for an actual movie. Um, this just has a lot of problems. Not much for character development. It's not found footage, but we don't shoot it found footage. For instance, they go back to their car, and their car doesn't work, and they don't know what the fuck to do. And even Yuri's like, we're going to stay in the car, we don't wait till morning, we don't find a piece, and we're going to replace it. Then they hear noises, and what does Yuri do? He grabs a gun, he walks the fuck out. And you're like, why? Why are you doing that? And gets his ass killed. And the younger brother went, he got his leg bit, he says there's something out there. And dogs attack the vehicle. And long story short, it's the next morning. Oh yeah, how can I forget before that? A fucking bear comes out of nowhere. I swear, I'm like, I laughed. I didn't think it was scary. I was like, what the fuck, a bear? Yogi, what are you doing here? Boo-boo. Where's Boo-boo? What the fuck do I was thinking? I was like, where's Boo-boo? Yogi. Yogi Bear, the horror film. Instead of Jellystone parties, living in Chernobyl. He's been irradiated. Now he's pissed. He ate Boo Boo. Or where do you think that poster came from? Things come in bears. Some people will get that joke, but anyway, that made me laugh. My fucking bear. uh, But either way, is the next morning they find Yuri, and Yuri's been eating the shit. I mean, I know Michael Keane and his girlfriend, they had a problem with, how come they didn't eat them all, but they ate. I thought they ate a big portion of them. Like they ate like his pretty bloody dead body. There's a lot missing from the guy, and he was a big guy, and like most of his like back or whatever is like caved in, and they ate a lot. And plus, you gotta have leftovers. I mean, come on, you gotta have leftovers. Leftovers. So that didn't really bother me. I thought that made sense because they ate the shit out of the guy. Not the way we like it. It's called rimming. But they get the gun, they get the fuck out of there. And of course, you have this dumb moment though, where one of the girls, she was taking pictures. She sees a picture of someone looking out the fucking window. Does she say anything? No. She doesn't say jack shit. But I didn't think of it. And I love it because later on, she actually says this. She's like, well, nothing had happened. Nothing had happened. By the time you did that, you fucking. Yuri's been fucked up and you've seen weird shit. You're stupid. Was it. Oh, holy shit, someone was looking at us. Is a bald motherfucker. Let me show people. Nope, doesn't do that because that'd be smart. But they split up because the younger brother's leg is hurt and his girlfriend stays there and the others go. And they go to this junkyard and they find a part that could be fit into the van. I know my friend Michael Keene's girlfriend had a problem with this part. This part didn't bother me, really, because they're in a junkyard and the dogs are really far away. And I know they were saying, well, why don't they just jump in the cars? But that didn't bother me because it made sense to me that the dogs were far away. There's a river right by that they're not going to cross. So they run over and get across the river because the dogs won't follow. There's a lot, not all, but a lot of dogs don't like water, from what I understand. And plus, they have the part, they want to get there before nightfall to his younger brother that's bleeding to death. They want to get the fuck out of there. And if they just get into a car, then they'll be trapped for the whole night in that car. So that didn't bother me. I mean, that one I can understand people doing, including myself. It's like, dude, the dog's really far away. The river's right here. To go off across this little thing, that didn't bother me as much. Although one guy falls in the water and gets bit in the water, and like that was a wasted scene. Like, what was the point of that? The guy falls in, get a little bite on his leg, and they leave. I'm like, okay, that added nothing. Didn't lead to anything. And then, but then for some reason, like they went, and it was daytime, and they didn't go that far. It didn't take them that long. But yet going back, somehow it took them long enough to be fucking nighttime. That I didn't understand. But and then the fucking van is gone and then tipped over and fucked up. I'm like, that's a lot of people to actually move in big fucking van and tip it over and fuck things up and take two people. Like I'm saying, you have all these people, and Yuri's been doing this for 5 years. He hasn't noticed a fucking thing. And like from time to time, they find this shit from guards that just used to be there. Like they see a guy hung upside down, and he's a guard. And like they see like bullet holes from inside a van, and oh, that's a guard uniform. And it's like, okay, well, where's the fucking cavalry? Like, how come there's not a tank and fucking M60s and what the fuck? Are they on a coffee break? But whatever, I don't fucking know. They never find the younger brother. They do find the wedding ring. I guess it's like you don't see the creatures. I know some people are pissed because you should be able to see the creatures. But this is coming from a guy. I love Blair Witch Project. You don't see jack shit in that movie. Blair Witch Project is tons better than this movie. It's tons. Anytime I see these found footage films, I just love Blair Witch Project more because to me, Blair Witch did it right. And I think this could have had with the Chernobyl atmosphere, but just too many dumb decisions in the script. Not showing the mutated. To be honest, I saw some of them. I did, and the makeup is about Hills of Ice 2 quality. Pick whichever Hills of Ice 2 you want. So, yeah, they were probably creeper not being shown. Because if you show them, it's like, wow, what fucking bullshit. God damn it, I'm going to have to put this in 2 parts. Fuck it. It'll be my first two-parter. Might as well. If it's a rant, stay tuned for part 2. Fuck it.